like Ray is into that, and I don't blame him because I'm really not a PDA type person either. But he was just like, he was playing, this little piggy went to market, this little piggy came home with her feet. Like, that's as far as he could go. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, being Simone Iman. I am Simone Iman, and over here I do a little bit of everything. I review television shows, we do hauls, product recommendations, hair, beauty, fashion, whatever I'm feeling at the moment. This is my personal diary. So if you're interested in things like that, or better yet, interested in me, please go ahead and subscribe. Give me a big thumbs up on this video if you feel in the Housewives of Potomac. This is the review of season 5, episode 18. Not exactly sure what the episode is called, but let's get into it. So we're heating up. We're heating up because we're at the finale episode, and this is the one that I want to see, because to say, look, that hasn't happened yet, I won't foreshadow. We'll talk about what we did see. So we open up with a bunch of B-roll with all the women doing their thing, and we go to Karen and these wigs. The producers on Potomac are the shadiest, okay? They're the shadiest characters ever. They show Karen's wig life before she met Steven and after, and there is a vast difference. I would say kudos to the hair doctor, because he really like elevated Karen's look. She says that her wig line is in collaboration with RPG Show, and RPG Show is like, they giving any leaks color main wigs. Those wigs aren't cheap. Those are some expensive, top quality hair wigs, and they look good. I think when he shows up with them, that they are serving looks. They're very diverse. There's like a every girl wig if you want to wear a short cut, if you have that curly Beyonce Halle Berry look going on, if you want the platinum blonde, like, it looks good. I like it. It works. They show the women in their confessional looks and their interview looks, and everybody is hating on Karen's business, and I for the life of me cannot understand why. Like, what is it? First of all, Karen is the only Potomac housewife that has had a successful business last beyond a season, because we never hear anything about Prima Hair Collection, which is Candiace's hairline, or weave, or bundles that she sells. I don't want to make it sound cheap, but the bundles that she sells, Karen already gave us the tea on what happened to every hue. Robin is pushing these hats to help get out of tax debt. Okay, we'll say Robin, but Robin's price point is gonna take her a whole lot longer to get out of debt than it would if she was selling wigs. We know Robin and wigs, we're gonna leave that alone. But I just don't understand, especially Gizelle. But I don't know. The best revenge is your paper bull. Karen says Ray likes to pull her hair, girl, because he be trying to hold on. Y'all see Ray walking, that equilibrium ain't what it used to be, honey, okay? He be trying to hold on. And then in the next scene, we finally get to see, welcome back, Monique. We finally get to see Monique. Monique loves a good, I'm gonna do my own hair and I'm gonna make it look good, okay? Now you see how Monique had her hair laid up in that puff, that afro puff? That is how you slick edges, Gizelle Bryant. You gotta lay that thing, you gotta do that the night before, or a couple hours before you go film, so everything is neat and flat and in place. That's why they don't like Monique, okay? Monique too well put together. But anyway, they do lunch, and Ashley says that she and Michael were in a good place, so she really wasn't feeling up to coming to Chase's birthday party. And Monique is the most easygoing, understanding person. Even before the fight happened, I know the fight doesn't paint her in the best light. However, anytime that the women have had any issues, Monique gets over it. You know, Monique don't really hold on to it, or if she is holding on to it, it don't translate on screen. To me. The only one that, like I said, the fight, this whole situation with her and Candiace, for whatever reason, she couldn't let go. But usually she's super agreeable, and she just let it go. It's a baby's party. Monique said Karen came over, and they had a few glasses of champagne, and it's because she trusts her. she knows that Monique is not going to try to spray her with whatever she tells her when she's filming with the other women. So yeah, I'm going to let my hair down with somebody I trust. Why does that seem odd? I don't know. Sometimes I feel like they like nitpick on things. They read too far into things for no good reason. They talk about the wig party, and Ashley is talking out of every side of her neck. Like, Ashley, this episode gave glimpses of the old Ashley. Like, I don't know if them telling her, you know, Candiace is who you used to be. Candiace is who you used to be awakened something in her that made her feel like, oh, I need to go reclaim my spot. But it was tragic. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it was tragic. I didn't like it. I was getting like, I was almost on the Ashley train, and in this episode I hopped my ass off because I didn't like how she was sharing everything that somebody told her. And then their game of telephone on Potomac is horrible because they always add something or take something away. Like, sis, you know that's not how that was said. But anyway, Monique says that Karen asked her to come and she agrees to come earlier than the women. And Ashley says, oh, well, Karen said you weren't invited, like, at all. And given, Karen did say that. And I'm not gonna, look, everybody can get it. I am unbiased, even my faves. I always say your fave is not above reproach. But, and I'll go back deeper into that, I don't think that there is any malice in Karen telling the women, you know, she's not going to be there or she's not invited. And how much of a difference is there between she's not going to be there when you're there and she's not invited? Is it? Because if I never exchange conversations with you guys, if she's not here, she's just not here, and it's not that big of a deal whether she was invited or not. But anyway, Monique is like, that's news to me. I can see Monique not wanting to, you know, be there because Monique has said up front she's not going to be in any room with Candiace. So of course we know Monique is not going to come to anything that Candiace is invited to, and if she does come, she's going to be strategic about it. I feel like Karen and Ashley were in similar positions because when Ashley was struggling with not inviting Monique to Portugal, everybody was like, oh, we get it. Like, of course production has a hand in all of that, just as production has a hand in Monique coming to the wig party early. Like, production and Monique was on Watch What Happens Live right after with Isaac Mizrahi, and that's exactly what Monique said. She had already made it clear with production and everyone else that she would not be in the room with Candiace to film. So it was kind of like that whole breaking the fourth wall thing, but also trying to make it, you know, messy, make it storyline. You know, whatever. But Ashley should understand Karen, like, not wanting to invite her but wanting to invite her, because it's the exact same way Ashley felt in doing the trip to Portugal, except, you know, I can't give Ashley her things. Ashley was upfront about it. Also giving Ashley her things, Ashley was like, well, shit, we're not gonna speculate, let's call her. Okay. Karen got caught in a little white lie though, and I think it's kind of weird, you know, for somebody her age, as the grand dame, as the matriarch on the cast. She should have just said what it was. I wanted to invite her. I'd always known she was coming early, but I also didn't want to deter the women from coming and let me shine on their ass. So I told them that she wasn't invited, because basically that's what it was. And it allows Monique to film. You guys know the way this housewife thing works. If they don't film, you don't get paid per episode. You have no chance to be in the episode. And they had stopped enough of Monique's check. Like, Monique was only in, what, 65% of the episodes this season? Damn, can a bitch get a cameo? Okay? So I feel that too. Like, you know, this gives Monique some camera time and opportunity to be compensated for her job. Because at the end of the day, even though she might have, you know, messed up on the job, she's still an employee. Like, let this girl get her money. I don't know. That's just it. I feel like Karen's playing chess. She wasn't playing checkers, but she got caught on her moves. Y'all go watch Queen's Gambit. Anyway, Ashley was saying how that put Monique in a bad situation or position because they didn't need to be around each other. But like I just said, production wasn't letting that happen, and neither was Monique. And then we get to the next scene, which is Robin and Juan going to look at a 5,600 square foot home. And it was cringy. And why is Robin bigger than Juan? When they sat in that tub, she looked, I don't know if it was that bulky, boxy shirt she had on, but she looked so much bigger than Juan. And I want Robin to go back to her shortcut. That shortcut in her confessional with the blue is everything. Why is she walking around with this stiff bob all season? I just don't know. Gizelle and her girls go to Chili's for her birthday, Lord. Is this what we take our children for their birthday? I guess if that's where she picked to go, then that's cool. But Gizelle takes her babies out for Grace's birthday, and yeah, they're sitting down eating, and she's, you know, she loves to talk about Jamal with them on camera. It don't work, sis. They don't want to talk about that. It makes for a cringy scene. But I guess this also feeds into her storyline that's kind of non-existent, so she's here for it. Like, she's gonna milk it as much as possible. She's using this verbiage about their family is back together. At this point, I'm feeling like Gizelle's a little bit delusional. Like, your family is not back together. He lives in a whole, what you said was 8 states away, which is like really 2. She's like, you know, my family's back together and these girls can't stand this man. She tells them that their dad is coming for a week, and they're like, why a week? Like, they're not feeling, what did he do? Like, I get it. So first of all, they're privy to too much adult information, but that's a given because their parents are public figures. So that's just a matter of a Google search, right? But I'm wondering how this translates with like their little siblings, their brothers and sisters. I don't know the sex of the children. Like, how do they feel about these children when they're around these children? Or are they ever around their other siblings? It's given very much dysfunctional family. They really don't like him. They don't like him. They don't like Atlanta. They don't like the idea of their parents being together. They're like, I would never live in Atlanta. We like Maryland. No, we like Maryland. And I think Grace is the leader, right? Of course, she's the oldest. So Angel and Adore are just going to go, you know, they adore Grace. And if Grace sets the tone, Grace is, look, I said before, she is the most there person. Like, she is disconnected from all of this. She gives a lot of blank face. She doesn't have a lot of emotion or personality when she films. So if that's what she's giving, then them twins gonna follow right behind her. If she not feeling it, they not feeling it. So good luck to Gizelle and Jamal. But I told y'all this is a sham anyway. It's fake as hell. When Karen and Ray pop up on the scene, Karen is doing her little rose petals, and she pops a bottle of my wet, and she gets in the tub, and she's waiting for Ray, and Ray coming through, bad equilibrium. He must got some bad feet or something. Ray coming through, 3-piece suit. He brings home some roses for Karen. I don't know if he knew they were like shooting a sexy scene like that. He was trying to give 60. Ray just gives me not comfortable with PDA. Like, he'd never be the one to be like kissing on his wife at the restaurant. Even though that's maybe something Karen would like, that's not Ray's vibe. Especially if it's like PDA for the whole world, like on national television. It just doesn't seem like, ooh, my stomach. It doesn't seem like Ray is into that. And I don't blame him, because I'm really not a PDA type person either. But he was just like, he was playing, this little piggy went to market. This little piggy came home with her feet. Like, that's as far as he could go. And it was a cute moment, though, to see the progression over the months. Because, you know, they film over months of where she and Ray started and where they are now. There's a lot of effort there on both of their parts. And that's very, very commendable. But Ray did not look comfortable, baby. And then Ray, before they closed that door, Ray started unhooking that shirt. Ray had the tummy out. Karen said she gonna unplug some hole spray. You know, she said she retired her mouth 2 years ago. Maybe that was the hole, or is it? It's too many holes. It's too many holes to know. She gonna show Ray what that mouth do. Then we got to Wendy and her family at the pumpkin patch and the hayride, and her mama was giving me designer fashions, coming to America vibes. She's like, I must send these pictures. I take pictures and send back to my friends. She wants to show her friends in Africa that places like this exist, which, even though Africa was colonized, I don't think they celebrate it the way we do. Like, with Thanksgiving and shit like that. Anyway, Wendy talks to her mom about her stopping her, professorship at Johns Hopkins. Her mama laughed like, girl, you crazy. Like, I'm laughing right now. Like, this gotta be a joke. But, there was a lot of unhealthy character traits playing out on screen with them. Her mom was like, people give me kudos because of your success, which is, I get it. Like, parents always get like a lot of appreciation from the children, the community, friends. People will make you feel good about a level of success attained, especially if it's your children. But that shouldn't do anything for her. Like, that shouldn't feed your ego. You should be proud, but that doesn't make you who you are. And then her mom says that Wendy should thank her because she achieved all of that through her. And I'm just like, throw the whole mama away. Did you study? Did you take the test? Did you write the dissertations? Did you defend the dissertations? Like, no, I did this. This is really not, no. I mean, at best, you were a strict parent when I was in high school and you had to, like, make sure I was on track because Wendy was saying her mama would let her play basketball. But, my mama too. But, I mean, all of her degrees are post being a child in your house. She does have a lot of social pressure based off y'all relationship. But at the end of the day, you can't sit there and make her study, or you can't help her research, or it just, her mama was giving herself too much. Like, you really boosting yourself way too high. But I guess I get it, but then I don't. Because Wendy don't owe her nothing. But for whatever reason, she and Wendy both feel like she owes her mother the world. When I was watching that scene, I wanted to pull my wig brush out of my bag and just hand it to them. They both needed wig brushes so bad. Those wigs need to be washed, ladies. You have too much product buildup and they're no longer serving you. Okay? It was cringy. I think that Wendy also gets too emotional when she talks to her mom, and anytime you start crying and stuff, it kind of like debunks whatever you're talking about. You lose your ground when you start crying and get super emotional. And I really didn't think it was anything to cry about, but she felt validated when her mother told her that she was a good daughter, wife, mother, and that she was proud of her. I can't imagine that's the first time her mom has ever said she's proud of her. I think that the whole reason why her mama is pushing so hard to inflict her decisions on her daughter is because she's proud and it makes her look good. So Wendy, lose me. You really need to stop being validated by people outside of yourself, because I feel like that's your issue in this group as well. You need too much personal validation. The girls, Gizelle and her girls, go to do their Christmas pictures, and Gizelle is tired. She really is. She threw that wig on. It was a mess. And she always telling that boy Cal, curl this up for me. When is the last time it was washed? Can we change that closure? I don't like the part. Can it be plucked? So many things. She had them weave ponytails for the girls. You see how the beauticians laid the edges, Gizelle, for your baby's ponytails? That's what you're supposed to be doing in Portugal. Jamal says he missed his flight. So he said he missed his flight, but he was getting a manicure in the airport, so it didn't seem like he cared too much. But I will say this, that's a logistics issue. She said the man came from Ghana and was supposed to be flying from Atlanta to Maryland. Why not just change? Why wasn't his flight from Ghana straight to Maryland, first of all? And then if you're going to book him heavily like that, I'm never going to book something like that, like Christmas pictures or a photo shoot where I have to pay people on the same day that you're doing international travel. I just thought it was irresponsible. It was a bad move. Like, y'all could have did better, and maybe that's why she wasn't so mad, because she knew that she should have made better decisions. But also, I think that she doesn't want to feed the disappointment that her girls have in him, so she doesn't show any emotion when it comes to being let down by him, which does her a disservice, because you gotta show people how to treat you. You got to tell people how to treat you. He's used to disappointing her, and he's continuing to disappoint her and not be there in the way that she needs him. And she's just like, oh, super agreeable about it. And it's like, sis, you got to stand your ground. You got to say what you want, who you are, what you need. If not, your girls are going to still be affected by that and not fuck with him. It's a mess. It's a mess. And then we pull up on Ashley. This girl washing a whole red snapper, girl. It looked like it was gashed up, like she tried to clean it. I don't know. She just put salt and pepper on it with some big white onions. Ashley, you should have hired somebody. Really a waste of a beautiful fish. Her mom and Uncle Lump arrived, and Uncle Lump just dove in on it. His position was very father figure, and as it should have been. Michael needs some accountability, and I feel like we've all expressed what her parents, or her mom and her uncle, expressed to him. You know, her mom was super emotional. It made me sad. I was sad. We know. Are you still sad? But I think, you know, Michael being able to stand up in it, apologize, face it, is, I'm not gonna say commendable, because he shouldn't have did it in the damn first place, but it was appropriate. He has an issue with eye contact though. He couldn't look that black man in his eyes while he was admitting guilt. Now afterwards, once the conversation wasn't so heavy, he could lock eyes again, but when he had to talk about him doing his dirty dogness, he couldn't look Uncle Lump in the eyes, and I love it. And I love it. I love what Ashley mama be dropping dimes. She acting look a mess, but she's really an intelligent lady. Her mama was like, we don't need apologies. We need to be on the same page. Are you here for my daughter in the way that you need to be? Are you a substantial husband and father to this woman and this child? Or are you out there spreading it wide and laying it low? What are you doing? And then we get to the Wig Shift Party. So, like I told y'all, Monique says that production was already aware that she would not be filming with Candiace and that she would be arriving early. And later we find out that Candiace says Karen told her to come early too. I think it's so that we don't have, one, the peanut gallery around inciting things, because we see how that plays out. And then also so we can control these things logistically. So your film crew or whoever you arrive with, your producer can stall you out over here. I know you're here, you know, so I can say, okay, Monique, you go this way and you go this way. I don't think she wanted them to clash or even talk to each other. It's so that I know where both of you are at the same time. But nonetheless, they get to the party. I really liked it. It was obviously at a hair salon. It wasn't at like, which makes sense. It wasn't at like a big hall or anything. Monique shows up looking like the $1 million that she has with the mink stole and all. She said she had a charity event to go to afterwards. I ain't buy that, but yeah, I didn't. I just feel like Monique is one, always on point, and she didn't want to have egg on her face because she couldn't stay. She wanted to stay face. If I was Monique in that outfit, baby, I would have went to have a good boozy dinner, and you got a driver, expensive dinner, by myself, scrolling on my phone, drinking. I probably would have drunk a bottle of champagne just from the stress of having to be around all of this production and Karen and worrying about who's coming in and out of the door. And I would have been good. I would have been totally good. That's what I would have did afterwards in my nice outfit. She said she was hurt because Karen said she didn't invite her, but she understands. You know, Karen wants to protect her business, and she like chess, not checkers. She has to be able to do and say things that may not be truthful or uncomfortable, little white lies, to make sure that the end goal is met. And she know they're not gonna get the fighting again, just like we all know. The pop-up video text on the screen made for so much drama, and I loved it. And when we thought Candiace was coming through that door, look, they production ain't shit. I was like, then it was little Miss Sue coming through the door. I was like, oh girl, get the hell out the way, Stanley. Karen was definitely rushing Monique out of the door because Candiace was on the way, but understandably so. I feel like her anxiety was high, but they should have let production handle that, honestly. Like, I wouldn't have had no hand in that. I wouldn't have. I wouldn't have even tried to. I wouldn't have walked into the door or nothing. I would have gave my girl a kiss and a hug where we sat, and I would have let production walk with her out, or security, or whoever they had. I would have let them handle that. People start showing up, and of course Robin is talking shit. We're at the back of a strip mall. You're at a hair salon. Where does Shirley do your ugly hair at? She says, Gizelle says she isn't coming because the hair doctor, Steven, be dragging her online, as he should. He's about aesthetic, and your aesthetic ain't together. Y'all should have heard Isaac Mizrahi reading Gizelle about her affordable fashions on Watch What Happens Live. But what a punk. She should have came. You that's like, girl, face it. Show up and kill. Show up in your best fashions and your best hair and lay him out. What you had said? Oh, how do I look? Rate me, honey. The girls ain't there for it, though. Ray shows up again in his three-piece suit and his bad equilibrium, child. And in real time, they play her sight lunch, and it's real for her. And of course, them hoes is mad. It was written all over their face. Like, you can tell how people feel about you when you in your successful moments. None of them were smiling. None of them. Candiace might have had a half a smile, Ashley too. But Wendy and Robin, the hate, it was permeating. It was sickening to watch too. Wendy says that she's been doing a wig because her wig is so down. Great. It needs to be. And it looks freshly washed. Kudos. You can't come to a hair event with bad hair, so I get it. Then Ashley gives Karen like some Pepto-Bismol or antacid or something. And I'm with Karen. Why do y'all care if I'm drinking or not? And Robin took that shit too far, and Karen finished it. She's like, oh, why weren't you drinking? Were you afraid you were going to say something you would regret? You need to be worried about what Juan says when he's drinking. She didn't even have a comeback. She was breathless. She took her breath away when she laid her out like that. As she should. Watch what you say. And it's just so cringy and high schooly. Like, okay, if I say I'm now a pescatarian, I don't eat meat anymore, are y'all gonna beat me up about it? Like, get over it. It's my personal preference. Karen said it made her uncomfortable. Me too. Why do y'all care so much? Child, when they started going there, Ray put that church finger up and he was out of there. He was like, oh, got to go. But I do feel like Ashley was back to her always in this episode. She shares with the women that Monique had already been there, and then they commenced to pounce. Like, it was just too much. They got loud. The way Wendy was talking to her. We're not talking about that right now, Karen. When she came to show them her packaging, it was just too much. In that moment, when you're supposed to be there to, so say, support her, why are y'all so toxic and vindictive over things that don't have anything to do with this? Monique was here. She's no longer here. Why is that a problem? Monique could have seen Candiace, but she didn't. Why is that a problem? So yes, I'm going to leave. Karen said I paid the bill. If y'all. Yes. Karen is the cast MVP. Do you hear me? But it was just cringy. I felt bad for Karen that they acted like that at her event. Even Wendy like yelling, come on, doctor with 4 degrees. You're at an event. Room full of people. Everybody's watching y'all. And you're yelling at her as she's leaving. Where are you going, Karen? We're still at your event. Like, chill, sis. It's not a good look. That made them look worse than it made Karen look. And that's just a fact. They looked horrible, especially now they in the parking lot talking shit. It was just a mess. Okay, Candiace, if you receive this as she's not your friend, receive it that way. Who gives a damn? But let us see how these same women treat you next season when the fight is no longer a thing. Or are they gonna keep dragging this on to the next season? It's just, at this point, it's too much. It's too much. And then you got Candiace crying in her confessional with her folded up tissue paper again. I cannot. So, next episode is the season finale. I'm excited for it. But even more than that, Housewives of Atlanta is coming back. And this shakeup this season, although I will miss me some Lanithia Leaks, I'm excited to see what it's giving. I might review it. I haven't decided yet. Drop down in the comments and let me know what you guys think. If you think I should review it every episode. And then please, if you made it this far, give me a big thumbs up. Comment, tell me what you thought about this week's episode. And subscribe if you haven't already. With that being said, you guys, I'm about to head out. And I will see you in my next video.